Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and our broadcast partner Booyah. I'm your host Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host Babagusta and Armin Eisen as we are here for the first match of day 4 of qualifiers, going live on not qualifiers, Division 3, excuse me right there. Going live on your screens right here, right now, with the match of Zendaya Fan Club versus Throw Syndicate. Speaking of Throw, do excuse me for saying qualifier. I have to say that one more time now, just in case any of the other teams are watching this. It's just having it that one day off kind of threw me off my balance of what I say in the intros. But anyway, let us join the players on the map of Oregon. ZFC on the attack, Throw Syndicate on the defense. And, of course, Throw Syndicate will have the first ban of the map tonight. And as the timer ticks down, it's going to be the Thatcher. No surprises right there that the Thatcher is the first ban of the day. ZFC, a very strong team, as we all know. We would love to see them, and their exploits go forward quite a bit this season, even if it is the last season. Leaving on a good note always is a good thing for any team looking to go forward in the leagues itself. In the meanwhile, of course, we have the Hibana ban coming in from them. Interesting decision right there to ban the Hibana. Probably a Kaid ban coming up. Yeah, no, actually, that's a Valkyrie ban. Now that I look at it, not a Kaid ban. So the hatches will still be available to be electrified, right there, by the side of Throw Syndicate. And they'll probably be running that, especially if we go onto basement. Now, first floor doesn't necessarily need hatch protection unless you're talking about opening up the hatches and watching from above. That is definitely something that meeting room on first floor requires. It is Oregon after all. Mira will be the final ban in the meanwhile from the side of Throw Syndicate. Again, no surprises for that ban, as the Mira and the Valkyrie, both of them are very good information gatherers. Mira on a slightly more aggressive note than Valkyrie, but then again, if you use the Valkyrie cams in positions where runouts are basically free real estate, then some could say that Valkyrie is also just as aggressive, if not more so, than Mira. Regardless, hypothetical situations aside, let us have a look at both rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side of ZSC, we've got Gangster Mixer, Boom, Sergi, CT, Fragger, and Cypher. And from the side of Throw Syndicate, we've got Cheesy, Chimkin, Killsteel, Buck, Sarcastic, Hecko, and Adiat. And the first round will be underway on second floor Kids Drums in Drums Main Hall. And I've kept the man for the mic long enough. Baba Gusta, how do you do on this fine evening?
Doing great, Jack, and talking about these two teams here, Throw Syndicate. About their match history, they did win 7-1 against D3 Space, 7-1 against Exolic Esports, and then 7-2 against Red Vipers. Same thing won't be the same for ZFC though. They unfortunately lost against Team Clickbait, 7-5, and then they lost again to Ground 9 Esports 7-2. They did, however, won against D3 Space 7-4, which would put Zendaya Fan Club currently in the 6th position, having a negative run conversion of 4, having a total of 3 points. Now, talking about Throw Syndicate, though, they are at the top of the leaderboards in Division 3, having a total points of 9 and a good positive round conversion of 17. So if they do win yet another match against ZFC, they'll be able to strengthen their leaderboard, put them in the top, and make sure that no one could be able to steal their positioning. Although it may become to a bit of a change here as we proceed to the action phase itself. The defenders already placing their specific positionings of their utilities, and so does the attackers with the claymores in towards the attic. Now their first main job is to open up the attic walls, which it shouldn't be much of a problem for the attackers to open up the attic wall, although they do have to worry about the defenders who are currently holding that specific angle. One of the Vulcan shield, I believe, will be destroyed, whereas Gangster Mixture will ward back and try to hold another angle, maybe in towards the second floor kids to maybe give themselves much more of an angle, and also to make sure that they'll be able to force the defenders out of their specific positionings, so they'll be able to remove it as best as possible. Nade will come in to try to take out that deployable shield, in which it does succeed, taking out yet another Vulcan shield. Dronos will come in to give them information on where exactly those Melusi Banshee deterrents are. It would be wise enough to destroy it or disable it for a few seconds. But the first kill will come in. There's going to be Fragger taking out Heko on the side of ZFC. A good kill and also an important one, which would decrease their man count here on the side of Throw Syndicate. He needs to be careful of kill steal though, because he's playing very close in towards the breached wall here as Fragger gets another one, taking out Adi this time. 2 kills to the Maverick, and Killsteal is just waiting. Gets caught out from the Twitch drone. He exactly knows where the smoker's location is. He'll be able to fall back into a second floor kids' dorms, and with it, the 1 minute mark is on 2.
Good initiative from Zendaya fan club to take those two bodies. Killsteal could have found one through that breach. Unfortunately, didn't quite have the leeway to get that kill. You know, had to fall back before he himself got taken down, but he's holding a good angle right now. Gangster Mixer, he has to be so very careful, but no, Fragger from behind is going to get one, and that's his triple. He is doing some work right now, the Maverick, but he'll be shut down by Cheesy Chimpkins. No ace for him, but that 3K has put them in a 2 versus 4. Throw Syndicate make that a 1 versus 4 as a Gangster Mixer will chime in to find Drug Sarcastic Cheesy. Now the last man standing, UMP going out, pushing out towards the games room. He's gonna find one. He's looking for the planter, but misses the knife, and boom! Will take the kill more, you know, easier than he probably anticipated to in that situation. That was definitely a bit of a panic fire, as we will see in the instant replay. Oh man, Cheesy. He could have had it very nearly, very, very nearly. But unfortunately for him, it just wasn't quite there. Like I said, good initiative from Fragger, primarily speaking, doing quite a bit of good work in getting those first 3 kills, going in through tower, and just in general, good initiative from ZFC. That's a good way to start a match. Even though it was the very first round itself, and Throw Syndicate don't necessarily have the best first round in terms of how they've played in the league. You know, even when they were known as Gamer Syndicate, hence the GS tag that's still there in their names, they can probably, and they usually do, turn things around pretty well going forward from second or third round. Depends on how these next 2 rounds really go. And ZFC in the meanwhile, of course, we're only seeing them in divisions this season. They were here in qualifiers in the last one, couldn't quite come all the way. This time they did. And there's definitely been marked improvements from the previous qualifiers to this season's divisions. And quite literally, they are a team that, you know, we've kept our eyes on, and we're quite interested to see how they go, their exploits in competitive CG sports in the region. But for now, we'll just be content with seeing them take on Throw Syndicate. Second floor kids drones, the map, the site of choice on this map once again, as Throw Syndicate definitely has quite a few things to improve, if you will, in this round itself.
Well, talking about ZFC though, they always excel on map Oregon. We did get to see that in the qualifiers phase, and also even at the division phases where Clickbait did win against ZFC, putting them in a 7-5 positioning. I'm quite surprised as to, you know, Throw Syndicate not being able to look on how great ZFC is playing at the moment. They could have just tried to pick a different map rather than picking the same map over and over again. Because every single, you know, match that we do see from ZFC, it's always Oregon. We haven't seen ZFC going up in a different map. We haven't seen them play on Cafe. We haven't seen them playing on Coastline, on any other match we do get to see here. And ZFC, being very confident on this map, it's kind of considered to be as their home turf. The only question is, will Throw Syndicate prove them wrong here? The attackers already giving them major gunfight and also some good amount of pre-fires to force Adi to immediately go to sleep in towards the master bedroom. Quite unfortunate, but it has to be done, as whereas Cypher will be able to get 1 kill. And instant reinforcements will come in towards the second floor kids wall. Make sure that they will be forced to use a hard breach utility. Although on the side of the attic, they will succeed opening up the wall, and also the confirmation will come in from Fagger. A good use of the Melusi's Banshee deterrent to give out Heko's positioning. So all you had to do is just wait for the Banshee to give away the noise, to give away his position. Looks like that bait did not work out well in his favor. Now the Ace Summer Breach charges will come in, and also a huge mistake from the Zofia, because he did not see kill steal in towards the trophy, which in fact will claim another life. This time is going to be Siphon take care of, and with it, the time for ZFC to push is almost nearby here. 50 seconds left for them to make their move. And talking about Boom, though, he is still holding an angle. He has those two smoke grenades to use it to his full effect, but also needs to counter the smoke gas canisters and prevent him to make sure that the attackers could go for that plant. 35 seconds left, still patiently waiting here for ZFC, and looks like the push will happen from Gangster Mixer, taking out one, and Fragger gets the other. UMP takes out as well, but Buck Sarcastic will try to make some amends here. 1v3 situation, 20 HP remaining. Go for a quick rotate and try to win this post plant situation around. Sergi sees the head and he'll gladly take it out as well. ZFC with a good play and also a good win. They'll be able to win round 2, second floor kids. Tom, let's take a look at that in the instant replay, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3 will come in on the side of Team Throw Syndicate, and I believe the side for them will be either basement, laundry, and supply room. Talking about the other two rounds, that second floor kids doms didn't work out well in their favor. They will be picking another site to make sure that they would get their chances of at least winning 1 or 2 defensive rounds, because currently that's what Throw Syndicate needs as of now. If they do not, if Zendaya fan club gets their lead in the first half, going for that comeback from Throw Syndicate will be a difficult option.
Oh, most certainly. Given that ZFC are currently on the attack on Argon, their first 2 rounds really didn't seem like there was too much stopping them from getting in there, getting the site control, and pushing Throw Syndicate out. I mean, especially, one has to say that bait play from Fragger, forcing the Goyo out by using the Banshee, the sounds of the Banshee, that is, against him. It's quite the big brain moment from the side of this team. And like I said, we've been keeping our eyes on them, and it's moments like these that really stand out to us over the excuse me, over the course of the entire tournament and over the course of just everything that we get to see. And sure, like of course we mentioned before, this is the final season, so there's not much to go on to. No Div 2 from this point onwards, unless something else happens in year 6, which will be here by the time we get the new announcements for the new esports season. But regardless, wherever they'll be, ZFC, I'm sure we will, we all, us as casters, as broadcasters, and of course, organizations that are looking to pick up teams in the region, they'll be looking at this team thinking, all right, they might be a good selection, all things considered. Sure, they're in Div 3, but let that not distract you from the fact that they seem really, fairly mechanically strong and pretty well coordinated. That's a good sign for any team out there. Really Burn coming out on the blue bunker area. Hecko, oh boy, it's a full-on push through actually. With the Candelas coming in, Gangster Mixer's already in towards Elbow. Found a kill. He's gonna try and go in a second now. But of course, there's somebody inside of white that's stopping him. Hecko finds one, but gets refragged. There goes Gangster Mixer in the meanwhile, 3v3 as the refrag comes in from Buck Sarcastic. And a much needed one in this situation. Fragger finds Adiat, and that has once again pushed the advantage the way of ZFC. The rush, bit of a messy one from Blue. Could have been a little better, admittedly. Still has yielded them in a fairly good situation, if you will. Now, if they can just find the Kaid, they might just be able to make an entry from that rotation that the defenders have open on that elbow door. Meanwhile, interesting decision being made by Cheesy Chimkin. He's gone off on a bit of a flank. Maybe no, he's coming back down the freezer stairs. So he knows he can't abandon his position, especially with Buck Sarcastic where he is relative to everything happening, as another Vulcan shield will pop nice and quickly. Throw Syndicate. Just 2 players remaining. They have to be so very careful. Cheesy Chimkin, I think he spotted a head, maybe an elbow. Not quite, but he knows that he needs to peek that. But no, Fragger proves to be too much as he will fall in, take the kill, and now he's chasing the Kaid. The Kaid gets one in the meanwhile. Buck Sarcastic takes one as the Maverick reloading nice and quickly. Boom's going for the plant. Is that a good idea? The Maverick needs to come into cover, and he will. Fragger. He is all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. That is the man himself taking another triple, I believe. Oh boy. Oh, somebody stop this man, I believe, is what the saying says for this match. 8 kills already, I believe. If we could just have a look at the scoreboard again. Yes, 8-1 in just 3 rounds. Fragger is really making waves right now, and very evidently so, as the side of Zendaya fan club are 3-0 up on round 4.
Well, did get to witness that mild aggression from ZFC. Decided to just hold an angle because they already knew that they had that man count advantage. All they had to do was to get some vital information as to where exactly those two players are, and then decides to go for that push. All in all, a good place coming in from ZFC as they'll be able to win 3 attack rounds on map Oregon. And talking about Throw Syndicate's defense, though, not being able to win those important sites is not going to bode well here. So instead of going for basement laundry room, they will decide to go for first floor meeting room instead. A very interesting side and also a difficult side for Throw Syndicate to be defending. The only thing that they do require is to try to use that vertical lines of sight to make sure that they'll be able to, eliminate players who are currently holding either from the kitchen and meeting room. Now, Throw Syndicate not being able to win a single defensive round, they need to win at least one in this first half, or else things are not looking to go, bode well for Throw Syndicate. And talking about ZFC, they're just doing absolutely great here, especially Fragger with a total of 8 kills in a total of 3 rounds. And so does Gangster Mixture, who've been getting a good amount of early kills as well. The action phase, though, the attackers will continue to try to gain access from the big towers. To be able to go for some standard drone works to figure out exactly what kind of positionings Throw Syndicate is doing as of now. The reinforcements will be made in towards the attic. No rotations being made. And I believe ZFC has a hard breacher. That's going to be Boom, who will try to, use the Salma breach charge to open up that wall. Although if Throw Syndicate did go for a early spawn peak or a run out, might be able to eliminate Ace. But unfortunately, talking about the time itself, the attackers are already in the building. And now they're, prepping their way into opening up the attic wall so that there wouldn't be any particular playing holding down that hatch. Nades, I believe, will come in from the attackers to try to take out some of the utilities right from the window, as the Selma breach charges will come in, opening up the walls in towards attic. That would force the mute to fall back and hold another angle in towards second floor kids. But there is another vertical on the side being kept here. That's going to be Hecko using that bait. The question is, will that bait work out? Will there is a good amount of angle? Yes, it does. That bait didn't work out a bit, but in the end, it's going to be Fragger to be taken care of. The man who made 8 kills in this match. Unfortunately, he's going to be the one to go down early.
Yeah, well, excuse me right there. With Fragger off the board, things are going to look a little bit tougher for the side of Zindaya fan club, admittedly. And they're going to have to look to improve their standing in this round by taking a kill or two. Adiyat on second floor is definitely a prime candidate, but Hecko could be as well, given his current low HP status. Interestingly enough, no push has been made towards Adiyat so far, not that we can see anyway. Saffron's going to be down in the meanwhile. Unfortunate right there, as the man has been found on the other end of Buck Sarcastic's UMP. And the Zofia, of course, is down but not out. Can't withstand anymore, of course, as we all know. But regardless, could be picked up as RGCT will find Buck Sarcastic. There we go. The refrag is in, and he's trying to find another one. But no, Hecko, he didn't know where the mute was. As Aldian and Cheesy chime in with 2. Now it's a 2v4 with the Twitch still up some reason. We don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 3-1 is the scoreline as the first round, the first defensive round for the side of Throw Syndicate has been taken. It took them a while, but here they are. First floor meeting and kitchen going their way. And now they're going to be headed back to second floor kids' dorms and dorms main hall after a successful round. ZFC, hopefully this isn't the start of their issues in any given match. As we all know, the longer the match goes on, they seem to start to lose their momentum, if you will. And, why I say that primarily is because they are currently on 6th position here in Division 3. A team that we talk a lot about and we praise quite a bit, actually, whenever they're playing, is down in 6th. Not exactly a good look for them at the end of the day. And they'll definitely be looking to improve that standing. In the meanwhile, Throw Syndicate currently very much up top, undefeated in the leaderboard so far. 3 wins in 3 games. There's their 4th, of course, as it is for Zindaya. And they're looking to try and give themselves a bit of a headway start, if you will, in going into week 3. Week 3 is going to be a big week for sure for all the teams involved, not just in Div 3, but of course Div 2 and Div 1, as we'll get to crown the champions of each division, and the best of the best in all of South Asia, if I'm allowed to say that. But yeah, regardless of whatever the next week holds, there's plenty to look forward to. Right now, we'll be looking forward to this round, where, interestingly enough, there's a castle barricade holding towards meeting. And that's an interesting decision from Hecko. Looks like there's going to be a bit of an extended roam down below, which is why there's plenty of utility being used up there. At least some utility, which shouldn't really say plenty, but some is being used in the first floor region. So ZFC will have to, read into that. They're going to have to drone it out and get those roamers down, because I think there might be, and probably will be, somebody with a C4 changing places with Hecko anytime soon. You can see the attic hatch is open. So Hecko, is primarily here to play the hatch and play from the low ground. And there you go. You have the vertical line of sight made. Fragger, he's got to be so careful here. He got taken down from this very angle. And Hecko, smart move right there, deciding not to try and clip the head of the Maverick or go for a pre-fire or two. He knows better than that, as Fragger's drone will go in. There we go. He's actually going to see the castle, and now he's going to be aware of his position. Hecko has got to be so careful. The call will be going out, and that means the push will be coming in any second now. It could be from Fragger himself. It could be from the Zofia. It could be from anybody, actually. Cypher's in the meanwhile out towards bedrooms. Maybe not him. But point notwithstanding, there will be a push towards that castle. They've spotted the barricade, and now it seems like ZFC is reconfiguring their push idea, their decisions, to try and take Hecko down. It's going to take a lot, and admittedly, it might be slightly later than ideal to go for this at a minute 15 left in the round, but better late than never. They're going to have to make this quick. Cheesy Chimkins has been downed.
Downed but not out. Cheesy Chimkin still has a chance to go for that revive, but if they do go for that, the attackers will soon go for that push to try to eliminate players one by one. There's already 2 of the players, Cypher and Boom, going for those drone works, and they've decided not to push in towards attic because of the castle holding that vertical lines of sight, and also good amount of castle panel being placed. That aggressive wasn't useful there from the Jaeger, as Boom will be able to claim the life of Adi. Puts it in a 5v4. The nade will come in, but it is not going to force him anyway from that positioning. Hecko will be able to take out Fragger once again, equaling the round count, putting it 4-4. And talking about the attackers, they're losing a lot of time here. Gangster gets one, taking out Kill Seal right from the attic. Now they just have to go for the push. They have those smoke grenades to go for it, and the castle is going to go for a quick detour. Cheesy Jim gets one more, whereas he'll be able to get 2. Another one, taking out Cypher. An instant refrag will coming as well. Plant will come in. Bucks losing that gunfight. And with ZFC has the chance here. 1v2 post plant. And they need to find out Hecko, but he gives away his position. And another one for Hecko to take out Boom. And with it, ladies and gentlemen, Throw Syndicate will be able to win that 1v2 post plant. A good recovery coming in from them. They'll be able to win yet another defensive round in second floor kids dorms. Oh boy, not exactly the way for ZFC to be losing that gunfight, because the way how Nomad died, it would have been better to give his position as to where exactly his positioning was. And also the Goyo, I believe that was from Cheesy Chimkins who got those 2 kills. Even with him being down, being to just 10 HP, he did get that revive from second floor kids. And even and when they decided to push in towards the site, they didn't expect Cheesy Chimkins holding that angle yet again, gets those 2 kills, and also get another one, which in fact it was a quick refrag. But in the end, it's going to be Throw Syndicate winning round 5 second floor kids jobs. A job well done for them. And with it, we're going to be able to proceed to the last round in the first half, where the site will be on basement laundry room. Now, talking about those 2 important sites where Throw Syndicate did not succeed, which was on kids dorms and laundry room, they did succeed with a beautiful clutch from Hecko in second floor kids dorm in round 5. Will Throw Syndicate be able to put it in a 3-3 scoreline? Because talking about a 3-3 scoreline, though, in the second half, Throw Syndicate will be the one on attack. It will be a bit, difficult knowing that the map is Oregon and it is heavily favored on the side of defense. I do like to appreciate Heko using the castle's RO panel and a total of 4 reinforcements to hold in towards meeting room. We didn't get to see any attackers from ZFC to try to eliminate the castle in towards meeting because he was the only one. We didn't get to see any roamers from those syndicates to try to give him some flank watch. No, it was just the castle armor panels making sure that they would not, however, push in. If you do destroy it, however, that could cause a bit of a distraction for Castle to maybe hold out those two angles. But unfortunately, they didn't give much of pressure there, which led ZFC lose that specific round and Heko getting that impressive clutch. But who knows? Maybe in this round, there might be some slight altercations. Round 6 being in the action phase itself. Heko holding from the angle right in towards the blue bunker. And I believe there should be one of the players who had that deployable shield. That's going to be Killsteel playing as the Warden. He will have his deployable shield and also a total of some, utility denials, either from the Jaeger's ADSs or from the Vamai's magnet nades. And it's going to be a bit of a slow push here from ZFC. You do see 3 of the players in towards the big towers who are slowly making their way, especially the Ash, making sure that the boiler room left uncontested, but instead he's going to give away his position where the defenders will be much more careful from that angle. Again, pre-fire from Adi to make sure that the push from ZFC would not happen. But for now, talking about the time itself, looks like Throw Syndicate is being a bit impatient here. Cheesy Chimkins decides to go for a flank in towards the attic. And looks like Fragger will be able to deal with some minor damage with the Kaid, but it's going to be Gangster Mixter taking out Adi. Quite an unfortunate one, though. That is going to be the boiler one. So Throw Syndicate needs to get that control fast, or else ZFC will be able to get that one step closer to get that small control in towards the site.
Taking out the Arad was definitely a big part of the equation. With the Jaeger off the board, ZFC are that much closer, but less than 50 seconds remain, and other than getting this hatch open, there hasn't been too much headway on towards blue or a change in direction towards freezer. We're not really seeing too much come out from them just yet, and Gangster Mixer will be down and taken care of. SMG-12 comes out from Killsteel, as that will be the Ash taken care of. Unfortunate, but Sergi CT will fire back, finding Heko a much needed kill, but he still has to clear out the boiler room area. Boom will get taken down meanwhile by Cheese Chicken, who gets taken down by Sergi CT. So a refrag is taken, keeping ZFC in the advantage. Much needed right there, but Freezer will be read into by Buck Sarcastic. He takes down another Fragger to fall, and Sergi to fall as he gets a triple, but Buck Sarcastic takes down Cypher. Sergi CT is now caught, needs to go into the hallway or through the door. Pistol out, he's got a Guma in his shin, he's still pushing. Can he find him? No, he can't. Throw Syndicate will take round 6. Oh boy, that was messy, shall we say, from both teams, for the most part. But ZFC could have done that so much sooner and probably gotten away with a lot more as well. As things go, when it comes to a standard round of competitive Rainbow Six, you just cannot allow defenders to settle in onto the angles needed to deny your push. Now, sure, some could say that busting in those final 25-30 seconds of a round has worked out and continues to work out to this day, because it catches defenders by surprise. Maybe they didn't really pay too much attention because of the inaction for the rest of the round so far. But again, given that this team, Throw Syndicate, currently are the top of the table, you can't really take that assumption into play. And ZFC have done that before. They've taken early matches, fairly well, I should say. But as the match goes on, especially towards the mid to late match, they start to sort of lose that coordination, that momentum that they were building with their teamwork. It starts to go down. It starts to sort of lose grip, the grip that it should have. And Throw Syndicate are definitely taking advantage of that. ZFC taking either too long or being a little bit too discordant, not pushing where they should be pushing, or even if they are pushing in the correct direction or from the correct area that they have emphasized on so far, they're making mistakes or just outright pushing far too late, allowing Throw Syndicate to hunker down, to settle in, and to deny them the attack. Now that ZFC are on the defense, Throw Syndicate will probably have to face similar situations, but knowing Throw Syndicate and the way they go about things, it'll be slightly faster, slightly more expedited, and we probably won't see a many like too many rounds go all the way down to like the last second, if you will, unless ZFC manages to push back hard enough. It depends on how they do, but oh boy, should have been a whole lot more careful right there, Buck Sarcastic, as he just jumped into Classroom and got taken down by the vertical angle used by Gangster Mixter. Unfortunate right there. But ZFC will claim the first kill, and they'll be very much happy for that, as the Ash has been taken care of at the 2-minute mark.
Oh boy. Talking about Buck Sarcastic though, he believed, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And with it, Throw Syndicate will be able to lose yet again one of their players. And looks like ZFC will be able to calmly hold their ground, knowing that they did eliminate one of them. The flashbangs will come in, so does the frag grenade, which it might claim the life of Kaid. No, it does not. The grenade bounced off in towards the court, but another grenade will come in to try to take out the barbed wire, followed up with those free fires. If Maverick did had that information, he could have eliminated the Kaid, who is still holding in towards the attic. But unfortunately, with the number of drone works which has been destroyed in the hands of Sir G, they're not even giving them any information at all. Although one of those information from drones will come in through towards the trophy room to say that there is 2 players holding down from that specific position. Cheesy Simpkins dealt with some major damage, and talking about the attackers though, they are still stuck here, knowing that they could not get the control end towards the attic. And looks like Cheesy Simpkins tries another way. The push will come in. It's going to be Sergi taking out one kill. That's going to be Heko taken care of. But still, talking about the air jabs, unfortunately, Cheesy Chimkins doesn't have any utilities, any drone works. But still, Gangster Mixer will be able to take out one more. That is kill steal taken care of. Talking about Throw Syndicate, though, all hopes have been lost. But unless and until if Adi figures out a solution. Unfortunately, he won't be if the Maestro scams, and also one of the coordinated kills will be able to take out one, and Cypher with the final kill to take out Cheesy Chimkins, as ZFC will be able to make their own plays, winning second floor kids doms, and with it, round 8 will proceed. And also, biggest question that I need to ask here for Throw Syndicate, what exactly happened in that mid-round? They did not open up, they did open up the second floor kids doms, they even opened up the attic wall, but then they kind of stuck there. They couldn't go for the push. They were mainly trying to give them information as to where exactly these players are, but in return, the drones have been, taken care of nice and quickly on the side of ZFC. And then we get to see Throw Syndicate losing a lot of utilities. Which even includes the flashbangs, the grenades in which the Maverick used to take out that barbed wire. If that nade went in and took out Cypher, that round would have been a whole lot, favorable for the side of Throw Syndicate. But unfortunately, it could not. And looks like ZFC will be the one to get that lead in round 7. Although in round 8, Basement Laundry Room, who knows, something great might happen for Throw Syndicate. Because talking about the placements of the utilities from the defenders will be standard. There won't be any, out of the ordinary plays, just like Throw Syndicate did when the site was on second floor kids doms. They brought up the castle with, with him holding meeting room all by himself. We don't get to, we won't be able to see those kinds of plays coming in from ZFC as of now. It's just pretty standard. They just need to make sure that they would get at least one of the early kills, or try to get control in towards blue to make sure that they won't be able to, have a lot of pressure being induced on the side of ZFC. The same thing goes to them as well. All they have to do is just hold their ground and make sure that Throw Syndicate complete their work in in a lot of time allocated on their side. Bush will come in from the attackers though. It's going to be Heko and Adi who will slowly make their way in towards the garage. Cheesy Chimkins will be able to take out the default cams and also place an air jab from the big tower stairs. Talking about Throw Syndicate though, they did make a huge recovery in the first round, winning 3 rounds of defense. And looks like they just lost the lead yet again to ZFC. Second floor kids doms in the hands of the Zendaya fan club. Talking about basement laundry room though, in round 8, things are not going to look out well here for Throw Syndicate if they lose an early kill and also try to fail that control. Gangster still thinking for that opportunity, sees the breaching torch opening up the hatch. If Heko doesn't be a bit careful around here, that MP5 will be able to get that kill. Ooh, boy, so close. Just needs to open up the hatch. A bit of loose ends. Still, it's just taking quite a lot of time to open it out. There you go. The hatch has been opened, which would force Gangster Mixer to fall back in towards supply room. Close, but still not close enough for ZFC. And talking about the time though, Throw Syndicate needs to make their work because they only have a minute and 20 seconds left for them to make their mark.
Not a whole lot of time remaining as ZFC has taken advantage of a lot of things right now, but Buck Sarcastic on Freezer is definitely something they seem to have overlooked because Boom has just gone down. The Wamai off the board, Heko will miss, unfortunately, as Gangster Mixer will come in and take down Buck Sarcastic. Much needed kill right there, but there's a push coming in from the main stairs. Many kills being taken right now. Bodies dropped and reflex taken as Gangster Mixer finds kill steal. Who's found? Sergi CT. There's another down, and meanwhile, Heko loses to the SMG-11 and gets taken down, and that's going to be Fragger taking one for himself. Didn't really take too much damage out of that either. Gangster Mixer nearly finds the Nomad, but can't confirm it. The Nomad will confirm on him instead as a canister goes out from the smoke. Fragger, does he know where the Nomad is? I think he does, but does he know how low she is on health? I don't think so. Adia has pushed in the meanwhile. And this could be the big one. He's going for the plant. He's got cover from Cheesy Chimkin from that rotate, but the gas grenade will go in, and Sergi CT will find Cheesy in the middle, and that's a 1v2, and he will not, unfortunately, be able to win this round. Sergi CT manages to take both of them out at the same time, and in a good time as well for the side of Zendaya fan club, who seem to be taking pretty good advantage of the fact that they are on defense. 2 back-to-back rounds will see us go into round 9 on first floor kitchen and dining hall, as the scoreline currently is 5-3. Going into this 9th round, and ZFC 1 round away from match point, making this quite the interesting turn of events. You know, going into roll swap, one would have assumed that Throw Syndicate, sure, they were going on the attack, but they had 3 rounds worth of momentum on their side. What happened? I think I'm echoing Baba's sentiment from the previous round, but I do have to say, Throw Syndicate, we're not quite sure what happened to them, but they seem to be kind of out of it right now.
I mean, I do have to agree on this, Jack, because, you know, talking about, you know, Throw Syndicate's match history in Season 5, we did get to see them win 7-1, 7-1, and 7-2. But this time, going up against ZFC, there is, you know, higher chance that this match might not go to overtime, because the way how, you know, Throw Syndicate is playing as of now, it kind of feels like ZFC has just got things under control in the second half, since they are the ones on defense. Although this site, first floor kitchen slash dining, might have a chance for Throw Syndicate to bring back their motivation, or should I just say their momentum. Talking about the action phase itself, we're about to find out. We take a look at the operators itself on the side of defense. You have Boom bringing in the Maestro. You have the SAS operators, Smoke and Mute, which works hand in hand when it comes to denying information and also denying the plant from the attackers. Although when it comes to their spawn points though, Cheesy Chimkins and the other 4 players will slowly make their way by spawning in towards the junkyard, and they'll just make sure there isn't any roam game coming in right in towards the construction, and also try to get that control both at the same time. Although their main focus is to make sure that they would get the control in towards second floor cage storms, so they'll be able to use that vertical lines of sight. A good use of frag grenade to take out that Maestro cam right from the 90s hallway. Looks like Boom will be in a big trouble here, knowing that he's all by himself in towards showers. One of the Maestro camps will be taken out to deny information, and that drone will be able to give away his positioning as well. The push will come in, and looks like it is going to be a coordinated push, but here comes Cypher with the support. He's just going to make sure that the hallway push would not happen and would force the attackers to push in from that one specific position so that the Alda might be able to take at least 2 or 3 kills. Another drone being taken care of, but looks like it's not going to work out well as he tried to go for that quick rotate, but looks like Cypher will be able to take care of the situation as well, taking out Hecko. Bringing a 4v4, Cheesy Chimkins still holding that position, and Cypher needs to be careful to not go for that refrag yet again. Talking about the time though, ZFC still in a bit of an advantage, but still, at what cost is the question that I have to ask to Jack.
The cost might just be Cypher's life right here. If Adi could connect that, he unfortunately will not be able to, and has been forced to fall back. But SRGCT will go down on the other side as Killsteel and Buck Sarcastic managed to find 2, and now things are looking a little bit more grim. It's all down to the SAS brothers of Fragger and Cypher. The first of them is going to find a kill, a refrag onto Buck Sarcastic, much needed. But it's still a 2v3. Make that a 2v2. Fragger throws out that gas canister at just the right time because Adiet had just been revived as well. Cypher, oh boy, missing that SMD. Gonna have to be a little bit more careful about his aim right there. Needs to just focus a little bit more, unless Fragger just does all the work for him. He's gonna find Cheesy. Can he find the last one? No, he doesn't. Killsteel with the double. And now it's all down to the mute Cypher, the last man standing here inside. Well, outside of sight, actually. He's trying to fall in, trying to find Killsteel, who's looking at this exact angle, but he will actually trade. Not the best outcome right there. Sure, you know, both of them took the kill, but the issue with that is the diffuser hadn't been planted. And since that is one of the win conditions for attackers, and it hadn't been fulfilled, when all the chips were down, the round goes to the defensive side. 6-3, match point taken after a 2v4 clutch from Fragger and Cypher. Good work. Fragger doing a lot of work in that situation, and Cypher chipping in right towards the end. Much needed. As we have a look at the scoreboard, 12-10. Right there to Fragger and SirGCT. Cypher bringing in 5. You know, he's been mostly support for this game, you know, hanging back and doing right there, doing what he does, if you will, making sure that the rear end of the defense is taken care of and handled for the most part. But of course, Throw Syndicate are trying to, I don't know, again, we don't know what happened. They're trying to make this match their own, but they're kind of going about it in the wrong way, if you will. And we're not sure what has suddenly happened, ladies and gentlemen. We seem to be caught in a bit of a loading loop right here. Very interesting indeed. We are clearly still in the game because we can access the scoreboard. You know, it's not the other issue that happens whenever Foxy hosts that we get randomly kicked out of the lobby. But regardless, yeah, it's a little weird how we're getting to see this. You know, this is bizarre. Quite bizarre. Even Gangstermeister in the chat is like question marks. We don't know what just happened right there. Quickly switching over to our faces, and apparently something went wrong somewhere. We don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Both the teams are asking between themselves. Okay, had a bit of a hitch right there, excuse me. But the teams are asking between themselves that if everybody's still here, if anybody's game crashed. Apparently not, from what we're hearing. Is a little bizarre, this situation, if you will. I'm not entirely sure what happened right here, ladies and gentlemen. Just, yeah.
I guess now is the time to, you know, talk about my favorite words, you know? The moment of creation is a form of magic. How
For
an
those
off
who
turns an on.
for those who may
How
have
a
forgotten,
zero
that's
becomes
one
a
of
one.
the that's one of the older
And
ads we
another.
used to run. Oh boy.
And another. Until deep within the complexity, we find order, power, speed, reliability, performance, experience.
I think the reliability part
Black.
can be called into question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I mean, but still, WD Black is a good SSD, to be honest. I mean, gives you a good boot up. Not quite sure what exactly happened to the game as of now, but still, you know, it's a big question that we need to answer for. So, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
talking about talking about this match itself, Jack. Here in the first half, it was 3-3, where Throw Syndicate did try to make their amends, and now in the second half, where Zendaya fan club just keeps dominating on defense, around 7-9. Second floor kids for basement laundry and first floor kitchen dining. But we did get to see that trade in the end, which gave them the win to ZFC. And talking about round 10, those second floor kids dorms, I believe that ZFC still has a chance to go for it. But unfortunately, we did get a confirmation here, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be an admin rehost. Looks like we did get to have a lot of problems in the end, but hopefully we'll be able to come back and try to, figure out what exactly happened in the end. Although there might be a chance to, see whether if it's working out or not, but still, it's I'm very confused, to be honest, because out of all the days, we to be honest, we did not expect this kinds of issues been happening, but hopefully we'll be able to fix that issue without being able to deal with. I mean, without being able to deal with those problems. Although quite not sure what exactly happened to my pronunciation in the end, but talking about the two matches that we're going to have in this stream, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Team Clickbait going up against Ground 9 Esports and Spectre Gaming going up against D3 Space. Talking about Clickbait, they are currently in third position, having able to win two rounds, actually two wins and two losses, currently having a total of 6 points. Interestingly enough, Red Vipers and Clickbait both has the same round conversion rate and also their points. So currently they're trying to contest on who's going to be in the third position as of now. We'll be able to see it in the next match. And talking about their opposition team, it's going to be Ground 9 Esports, currently in seventh position, winning having able to win only one match. And also Spectre Gaming currently in second position, having a total of 6 points, and D3 Space in the eighth spot, not being able to win a single match. Unfortunate for them. Talking about this match as of now, Throw Syndicate, who were in the first position, having good round conversion rate of 17 and having that point of 9. If they lose against Zendaya fan club, there is a higher chances for other teams to be in that top position. And looks like Throw Syndicate are not are technically not out of the woods just yet. They still need to win at least 2 or 3 matches to strengthen their hold in their first position. But Jack, what do you think about these teams who are trying to get to that top spot in Division 3, and who's going to be that one lucky team that's going to stay on the top?
Given everything, honestly, it could still be Throw Syndicate. Looking at it, they are or were undefeated. I mean, we can't really say were until this match itself ends. But the way it's going, I don't really see ZFC losing 3 rounds back to back and being equalized upon on overtime, and then Throw Syndicate somehow managing to win. It's just that Throw Syndicate just hasn't had a good match today. Let us not make any mistake of that fact, ladies and gentlemen. But regardless of wherever Throw Syndicate goes post this game, them, Spectre, and Red Vipers, the top three right now, have a good chance of taking that top spot. One of them, that is, have a good chance of taking the top spot. Who knows? There could be a bit of a curveball thrown, and a Clickbait or Exotic Esports come in to take the top spot from out of nowhere, or ZFC finally manages to improve on the issues that they've been having, somewhat mostly on their attack, but even their defense has suffered before. Maybe if they manage to clean up on it, they could be the ones to suddenly turn things around by winning most, if not all, of their matches going forward from here. It's definitely slightly harder to call at the end of week 2. Usually, the end of day 5, which is in week 3, we start to see who's going to be the top 3, who's going to be the bottom 3, all of that really set into place. And day 6 really just confirms everything. And if there's any final, end of last 30 minutes of the movie type twist remaining, it all gets shown off in that 6th day as well. So Currently speaking, with how everything has gone so far, Throw Syndicate, Spectre Gaming, and Red Vipers definitely have the best chance. I am not counting out Team Clickbait. Exotic Esports, slightly, a slight reach over there. And Zendaya Fan Club, definitely the wild card of this division. Again, the way they started on the defense, some would think that those last 3 rounds weren't quite all there. Maybe they got a bit ahead of themselves. Maybe, they weren't entirely focused for those other 3 defensive rounds. But other than that, they could still make it work for themselves if they just focus on their defense a little bit more. Maybe the coordination needs to be tightened up a little bit. Maybe their comms were the issue. That is the one of those things that we can't really say too much on until it's like obvious from the visual cues. And with ZFC, it's not really. So it's either the comms that may have an issue, maybe not. Again, we don't really have access to those things, so we'll just have to, catch up with the players, talk to them going into week 3. Maybe a couple of interviews being set up, if you will, which will go live in the 3rd week. Question mark, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All the metaphors for hinting at something in the future. I don't know at this point. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the rehost, if you're wondering, is almost through and through, if you will. Zeros are all here. Throw Syndicate are just waiting on their final 2 players. For whatever reason, the lobby itself just decided to say no and threw us back into the main menu. So that's why the full Rios had to be called. Again, not sure why, not sure how. It is what it is, I guess. Even Foxy has this issue on the odd occasion. But regardless of that fact, do not worry about the Rios taking too long. It's not going to take too long from now. We're just waiting on the final 2 to come in, and we will be resuming for however many rounds are left in this match itself. And then, of course, the other 2 matches going forward from here, the ones that Baba already spoke about, of course, Clickbait versus Ground 9 and Spectre Gaming versus D3 Space. All of those matches, those 2 matches, are definitely ones to look forward to in their own right. And sure, while I am slightly sad that there's no Red Vipers game today, I'm fairly certain that the final week will have plenty of Red Vipers to look forward to as well. And it's not like Red Vipers doesn't have a game today. There's this off stream, if you will, instead of being on stream. That's kind of needed to make that distinction over there. All right, 1 player remains in the lobby, and we will be, going forward nice and quickly. Throw Syndicate. No delays, no delays. Not too many delays, excuse me, right there. Had a bit of a brain freeze moment. Kind of been having a lot of those today. Not sure why. Maybe some sleeping issues. I'll have to look into that post stream. But yeah, enough about all of those. Uh, a bit of a different question for you, Baba. Given that we've already seen Oregon, and I have to say we haven't really seen Oregon too much for the last week or so. The first week of play didn't really have Oregon almost at all. I want to say almost at all. Maybe 1 or 2 matches that I missed or wasn't really, can't really remember off the top of my head right now. But now that Oregon's been dealt with, what do you think? What will be the next map, in that Ground 9 game? Is it going to be Villa? Is it going to be Clubhouse? What do you think?
I mean, talking about Div 1 though, I believe they're just trying to bring a different map here. I mean, we did get to see the matches in the previous Div 1 matches. We did get to see them play Theme Park and Villa. Actually, Villa has been played a bit, not that much. I mean, it's just that when 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 a player gets to play the same map over and over again, it's not because that they're good at it. It's just because that they know ins and out of the map. They know how at what time that they need to flank, what time that they do not need to flank. And talking about Div 1 though, and the other divisions, as I was trying to talk about, they want to try to bring a change here. They want to try to bring a new map so that they'll be able to have higher chances of winning, and also try to confuse the opposition to make sure that they would not have any ideas as to what kind of placements that they need to place their gadgets on defense, nor what kind of attackers that they need to push. So it really depends on the team to decide what kind of maps that they need to pick. Now, talking about Div 3, we are bound to find a lot of Oregon maps being played, especially if if you see a match which is going to go up against ZFC, which is right about now. Every single match that you see in ZFC, it's always Oregon. I mean, we haven't seen ZFC pick any other different maps than Oregon. It's actually quite it's quite funny to even talk about it, but still there is a higher chances where we might see players bringing out theme park, they might bring out cafe Dostoevsky, maybe consulate. There is a higher chance that the teams might be able to bring out consulate, but who knows, we might be able to see it in the next two matches. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back into the match here with ZFC versus Throw Syndicate. Second half, where ZFC will be the one on defense. They'll be the one who's going to be in a very big lead here as we proceed to round 10. Second Focus Doms will be the site, and they will be the one on match point here. ZFC 6-3. And they need one more point to seal the deal against Throw Syndicate. Will it happen? Will it not? We are about to find out in this prep phase itself as we head on to the match right now. Match point for ZFC. Will we see some changes coming in from Throw Syndicate? We're about to find out.
Well, it's certainly going to be an interesting round to say the least. The 10th round of the match, 6-3 is the scoreline, and ZFC are very close to closing out this chapter of their stay in Division 3 this season. Of course, there's plenty more games to go, just like we talked about a minute ago, and that slightly lengthier than expected rehost definitely gave us the opportunity to talk about more maps and whatnot. And while I won't disagree that Oregon might be played a whole lot more than we expect, at least I expect, if you will, given that myself and Foxy have gone on a couple of instances where we've taken the time to really sort of ask any of the players watching to try not to pick Oregon too much, not because Oregon's a bad map or because we hate it per se, but playing the same map over and over again kind of gets one note, right? And doesn't make for too good of a viewing experience. More so than that, if there's only one map in a team's arsenal, well, it's not exactly a good map arsenal, if you will, just to begin with. And a lot of people can already tell you this. Excuse me, a lot of people can already tell you this, that multiple maps, it definitely should be learned, should be known and practiced, and that's something that all the teams in Div 3 are well aware of. It's just that they just love Clubhouse more than any of the other maps in the competitive pool of Rainbow Six. Can't blame them. Again, Oregon is a good map by itself, especially in its rework state currently. Is just that it gets a little one note, a bit of a more personal saying, more so than what we get to see here as casters. Just for a second of just for a second's detour from what we usually do on the program here. Ash Charge will go out. Vertical lines of sight made by Adya. That's going to be used, of course, to take care of the Kaid's Electro Claw. As there we go. He's going to come in. Got to be careful of the vertical lines of sight, and he has been so far. There wasn't any to begin with. No mute sitting on top of that this time around. But ZFC knows that Throw Syndicate will be adapting. They'll be changing their plays around to what is required of them in this situation, and ZFC needs to just read into those changes. Some riches going out in the meanwhile, along with a grenade or two. Cypher did take a bit of damage as flashbangs will go in towards Attic, forcing there's Sergi CT and Cypher to get out, and Sergi CT will actually go down in the meanwhile. Buck Sarcastic takes that first kill at the cost of a lot of HP from the looks of it. That Selma breach definitely did quite a lot for the attackers, as Sergi is one of those operators you just want to be taking care of before things get too hairy. Hecko pushing in through Attic, not going to find anybody, not just yet, but he has Cypher very close to the rotate. I don't know if he knows this, and Cypher's going to push out, get a kill, but the Maverick's going to push in first and still get taken down. Cypher just about clips the head, but he is down, and he'll be confirmed onto by Cheesy Chimkin. Fragger has to be very careful. That open rotate behind him could be deadly, and it would have been, but the smoke managed to get away just in time. 3 versus 4 in the last 40 seconds of the round. Gas grenades going out. Fragger doing work as it always does. This man is never in one spot all the time. He moves around a lot, and he keeps his team moving as well. Those footholds that were made by the defense there, an attempt is being made to use them against the defenders, if you will. Killsteal, he's the one that needs to get in there. He's the one with the diffuser, and he will. Banshee goes off, but oh no, the Malusi couldn't quite find him in time, and that's a 2v4. Will it be a 1v4? Yes, it will. Buck Sarcastic finds one. It's all down to Boom. He's found 2 now with the Alda. Can he find one more? Nadi will see him first instead. The long gun of the Maestro, giving away his position before he himself could make an appearance. And Adi, of course, had plenty of time to see that and take the kill, as we will see in the instant replay. A round going the way of the attack finally on second floor kids dorms. ZFC will not be, clinching this match just yet. They have a little bit more to do. At the very least, one more round to go because they're still on match point. But, like I said, they've still got some more work to do here.
Well, talking about work though, Throw Syndicate has to win 2 more rounds of attack. Will it happen, since the site will be on second floor kids yet again for Throw Syndicate to attack? Talking about ZFC though, they were very close to eliminate the push of Throw Syndicate. Unfortunately, they could not. Cypher with a 6-pick, switching from the Kaid to the Mute. As we proceed to round 11, match point is still in for ZFC. Talking about some denials, they won't be able to bring a Kaid nor a Bandit, but this time they'll be able to bring some major denials when it comes to getting information via the attackers' drones, and also making sure that they won't be able to open up the walls on second floor kids as fast as possible. Although it shouldn't be much more of a problem, when you have Adi to use that breaching charge just by proning in right outside the windows of classroom and then just immediately remove it. The only thing is that he requires information, and in order to get that information, he needs to get it via the drones. It's all about that pressure. It's all about that confusion which is going to happen here. But who's going to prevail? Let's find that out in the action phase itself, where Throw Syndicate needs to win 2 rounds of attack. Talking about that push itself, we will see them spawn in towards street. Nothing unusual. You will see them opening up the kids' wall. Although the only difference on defense will be Gangster Mixture in towards the basement laundry stairs to try to go for a roam. And talking about Cypher though, he'll be able to give his, give the Zophia's positioning to the Melusi. And all she needs to do is to try to convert that information into kill. He needs to make sure he shouldn't get detected. And talking about detection though, Gangster Mixer will force himself to go back, maybe rotate himself back from the freezer stairs to make sure he'll be able to get more angle, and also try to make sure he'll be able to get those kills as best as possible in a different position. And also talking about Throw Syndicate, they will open up the wall of attic to give them an information, but it's not going to work out well here. Cypher with the MP5, the C4 will come in. Will it work out? No, it does not. It was right on top of the breached wall, but still he will get that confirmation. Cypher with huge patience and also a huge mistake from the Maverick breach dodge, but the nade will come in at the right time to eliminate a Mute at the right time. Hecko, with some major mistakes being made, he'll be able to recover it, putting it in a 4-4. But is it the end though for ZFC? We're about to find out, where the minute is just 1 and 20 seconds left.
Not a whole lot of time, and actually quite a lot of time remaining for the side of Throw Syndicate. They can still make this work. All they need to do is make sure that they don't lose any more bodies from here. Maybe one, but the refrag game has to be strong in that case. As there we go, the ADS will burn that grenade coming in from Hecko, and Sergi CT now knows that there's no grenades flying his way at the very least, but he still has to be careful of the ace in that bedroom region. If a line of sight is open, things will be definitely made to be a lot more hairy than he would like, as Adi is chasing the Melusi in the meanwhile. And that is Gangster Mixer on the white stairs. Can he find him? Yes, he will. The Ash. Wait a minute. He didn't quite. Finally does, though. The kill is taken. Nearly had me eating my words right there. But regardless, the kill was taken as Echo will open up the attic wall nice and quickly. He's got to be so careful about this, but he won't be. That's from the other side on the bedroom breach. As Echo takes one more, knows where the smoke is. Did he just... Okay, Fragger just gassed his own position, probably to mask his location, but it won't matter as Hecko will take the fall. Another one might be coming Boom's way any second now. Pre-fire's coming in, but no, the ace will win that. Now it's a 2v2. The pistol's out, but Killsteal's so low on HP. He needs to get the plant off. There's only so much time remaining as Fragger knows the position of somebody else. Killsteal going for the plant as Buck Sarcastic will go down. And there we go. Gangster Mixer finds both of them in the end, and it gets the final 2. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it for this match as the ace falls and the diffuser with him. Zendaya Fan Club are going to be the ones winning the match tonight, I should say. and that's quite the good score for them as well. 7-4, giving themselves a few more points. Excuse me, right there, giving themselves a few more points on the leaderboard, putting themselves ahead by just a little bit, just to save themselves the bottom three of the leaderboard, at least going into the end of week 2. 7-4 to them on the map of Oregon, and that is going to make things just a little bit more interesting going forward into the final week. Again, of course, there's plenty more siege action to go before the final week. I know we talk about it a lot. As soon as week 2 begins, we're like, okay, final week, final week. But there's plenty of siege action to go before that, ladies and gentlemen. Worry not. We will have all of the other streams and whatnot that are planned for the rest of the week. Non-stop siege action, unless it's a Monday, or in this week's case, a Tuesday, but that was just the oddity and not the norm. Regardless, one day of the week, we do need to take a break, rest our vocal cords, have our admins take a bit of a day off as well. And just chill, if you will. Even though that chill sometimes throws me off what I need to say in the intros, as evidenced by earlier today. Regardless, a good game, but we're not quite done talking about it, because we'll be going into Relive the Moment to talk about the highs and the lows of the match that we just had, and we'll be going into that right now, actually. And in this case, I believe none other than Baba Gusta is more suited to take us through this little talk phase over in this situation right now. Baba, an interesting match at the end of the day.
Yes, Jack. And talking about the map Oregon, it's not just a map, it's a feeling.
It's
yeah.
it's a whole mood.
Yeah, I mean, it's an entire love-hate relationship that you get within the map itself. Because I still remember when I used to play in the map Oregon competitively, and then unfortunately I just went down, just like Oregon, because Oregon. But anyways, talking about the map itself here, ZFC, good plays coming in from them, especially from them on defense. Second half, good win on defense on second floor kids, basement laundry, and kitchen dining, round 7-9. Unfortunately, they could not, however, try to contest against Throw Syndicate's attack in round 10. They managed to figure out a way to win in round 11. Although good effort from Throw Syndicate, they did try to equalize the round count in the first half, winning Meeting Kids in Laundry Room with a beautiful 1v2 clutch from Hecko. And this time, and actually on round 5, I believe, round 5 was the round where Castle was all by himself in towards Meeting, making sure that he'll be able to give good amount of confusion for ZFC, which would halt a lot of time for them to go for that push, and evidently it did. But other than that, talking about the attack phase itself, we did get to see Throw Syndicate losing a lot of bodies in the hands of Fragger, and also on the hands of Mute as well. Not exactly sure what happened in the second half. Through Syndicate, they were very confident in round 4 to 6. Then in the second half, something happened to them. Something, one of those plays, either from Boom or Gangster Mixter, did try to halt off their push. It did work out well in the hands of ZFC. Good job to them. They'll be able to win their second match against Throw Syndicate in a decent round conversion rate. They'll be able to get 2-round conversion rates from this round. Also, talking about Throw Syndicate, there was a lot of mistakes that it could have been fixed out. Talking about Fragger though, 3 kills with the SMG-11, and also quite an unfortunate turn of events in round 9, but it was a quick trade coming in from both these players. But unfortunately, as according to the rules of Rainbow Six Siege, if the attackers did not plant the diffuser and it did go out for a trade, then that means the defender is going to win that round. Although there was a lot of halt. There was a lot of halt when Throw Syndicate were trying to push into the side of second floor kids' dorms, where you get to see a lot of nades being used to destroy the barbed wires. But other than that, we didn't get to see them eliminate players in the mid round, and all ZFC did is just wait for the attackers to push in from either from the attic or from second floor kids, and then decides to make their play either by using their utilities and not trying to contest in a gunfight at all. They're just using gunfights at the execution phase, and that's exactly why ZFC won it in a very good fashion. Good use of utilities and good gunfights in the end phase, Talking about it, ZFC will be able to win their second match itself, 7-4 on map Oregon. Talking about the second match, though, we'll be able to see Clickbait going up against Ground 9 Esports. The map will be Cafe Dostoevsky. A very interesting match that we'll be able to see in Division 3. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be able to take a short break, and we'll be right back with the second match.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. move on. It's alright, so let's 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 move on. Alright, so let's move on. head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a sad news, actually, is why we're popping in right now in the middle of this break that we have taken, and that is to let all of our viewers know that the match between Team Clickbait and Ground 9 Esports will be moved off stream due to some massive connectivity issues and whatnot that are being faced by the members of both teams, actually, to a certain degree. And we're gonna have to extend this break just a little bit more before we can come back for the final match of the night, that is Spectre Gaming versus D3 Space, which will go live on your screens in a short while as soon as we have all the players here and ready. After all, we are sort of preponing their game to a time earlier than they probably expected, so it's gonna be a while before we can come back, but hopefully not too long. And we'll be right back with that match. Stay tuned.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, yep, once again, I think you can understand by that change of tone very quickly that we are the bearer of bad news yet again, folks. That is unfortunate how it's panned out today, but the final match on stream that we were supposed to have, Spectre Gaming versus D3 Space, will also be pushed off stream. There's some massive connectivity issues going on right now. Players can't really join the lobbies, or in some cases, start get in the game for some reason. There's something going on basically, and it seems to be widespread, which is causing lobbies to be delayed, postponed. Even the offline matches are having a very similar problem. So at the same problem actually. So we're not sure why. We're looking into it as we speak, but unfortunately the delays are too long, and we can't exactly keep the stream running for too long because you'll all get bored, we'll all get bored. So the stream's gonna have to end here and now. We do apologize sincerely for this issue. Going into the final 2 weeks, we didn't want it to end or begin the end like this, but it is what it is at the end of the day, and we're just going to have to move the matches off stream and postpone some of the pre-existing off-stream matches and come back live tomorrow. But worry not, as starting tomorrow onwards, it's Division 2 for Week 2, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a very interesting Div 2 week as well, and we will see you live tomorrow with those matches. Until then, we apologize once again for the inconvenience caused, and we will see you tomorrow with Division 2. Stay tuned, and good night.